Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. I have Mr. Derrick D Young here, and he has written a book. So, Derrick, tell me, what's your book about?
So my book is Reflection, Seeing God in Your Story, which is a 10-day devotional of illustrations and scriptures that have been vital in my life.
Okay.
So every day for 10 days, the illustrations that you read are real life situations that have happened to either me, my kids, my wife, where I've seen God in the midst of that.
Okay. Okay. And tell us something about yourself.
So, of course, like you said, I'm Derrick Young. I'm a husband, father of 3. I pastor a church locally here in the city of Birmingham, Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church.
And where is that church located?
Yeah, so Mount Olive is located at 3320 Willard Avenue Southwest in the Birmingham area, right off East Scooter Road, close to Lawson State's Birmingham campus. So if
Okay.
you know anything about Winona or that area, that's where the church is located.
Okay. Okay. And everyone's welcome, or do y'all have a dress code, or
No, everybody's welcome. You come as you are, and you won't stay as you are.
ain't gonna stay as you
You
are?
ain't gonna
Y'all
stay
heard
as you
that
are.
first.
Yep.
So in that book, like who inspired you to write that book?
Yeah, so I was inspired by both God and my family because certain situations would happen and God would speak to me after those situations, and He was showing me how He was operating even in that.
Okay.
So from a lot of those situations, God was showing Himself. For instance, shameless plug within the book, there's an illustration in there about me washing my wife's car.
Okay.
And I thought I did a good deed that day. I was being a good husband, washing the car. Had the wheels shining, the windows were sparkly clear. The car was nice. When I
Okay.
brought the car home, my wife was so excited because I went and took her car to get washed. But it was until she looked on the inside and saw that I didn't clean up the inside. It still had trash in it, still had clothes in it. And God showed me that's how many of us operate in life. We
Yeah.
try to make
The
our
outside,
outward look
yes.
good, and the inside is just full of clutter.
Yeah.
Old trauma that we grew up with, trauma from people we've dated, you know. So you have illustrations like that, and then you have some reflection questions after that, after you read the devotionals that you can sit and ponder and talk with, and ask God to show you how He played a part in your life during that particular question. And then there's a challenge for today.
Okay.
I deeply feel like people should be challenged. So after I read this, now what?
Okay.
We got to
What's
do
next?
something
Yeah.
right. So now we have to take these things and make it applicable to our life.
Okay. Okay. So, will this be your only book, or are we looking forward to
No.
another one?
Yeah, this is just part 1. I'm looking forward to doing the part 2 of Reflection, Seeing God in Your Story. However God orchestrates and write that book, I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, it's more to come.
Okay. And you also said you was a reverend, or
Yeah, I
okay.
pastor. Yep, I pastor. I've been pastoring now 2 years, but I've been in ministry 18 years.
18 years. Wow, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So you have seen a lot of
Oh my God.
stuff.
I've seen a lot.
Prayed through a lot of stuff.
Prayed through a lot, seen a lot, been through a lot, and through all of that, you know, I go back. It's always been God in the midst of it.
Amen. Amen. Anything inspirational, like for our viewers or followers, you can like tell them or say something inspirational to them because it could be just one.
Yeah.
It take one person to just listen to this and say, "Wow, Derrick Young said something real on that podcast."
Yeah, so I heard a story about this guy who was a organist. He So this guy, he played this vintage organ back in the 1800s, and during that time, they weren't electronical like they are now. So somebody actually had to pump the air into the organ in order for it to sound.
Right.
So this guy, he played this organ and did a fabulous job. The crowd gave him a standing ovation.
Okay.
And at the end of that set, they asked for an encore. He went to the back and he told this guy, he said, do you hear the crowd cheering, man? They want an encore. And the man who was pumping the air looked back at him and said, yeah, man, we did an awesome job tonight. The man said, no, you didn't do anything. I did this. I played the music. I played the chords. So as the man goes back out to give the crowd an encore, he lifts up his hand and he began to play no sound. He lifts up his hand again and he begins to play no sound. He goes back to the back where the man at and he says, man, pump air into this organ. What are you doing? The man said, no. If you played the first set by yourself,
okay,
then you can play this second set by yourself.
Okay.
So he grabs this man, brings him to the stage, and he says, the reason you have been able to hear such great music is because this man has been in the background pumping air into this organ. So let me say to somebody that God has always been in the background of our life.
Amen.
Pumping favor, pumping joy, pumping peace into our life. So when we look back over our life, our testimony should be, if it had not been
for
the
God,
Lord, He was on my side.
Amen. Well, thank you, Michael D Young. No, I said Michael D Young. Lord have mercy. Derrick D Young. Yeah. I appreciate you joining us today in this podcast, and hopefully somebody got that word today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.